Happy Friday to everyone. It is such a wonderful, cool day. And yesterday we had fog. I've not seen fog in maybe years. And one of the sad things is I miss these opportunities. I usually get so caught up in the moment, I forget to record it. So I stepped out. As a matter of fact, before stepping out on the patio, I looked through the window and I realized even though it was the middle of the day, it was so white. So I had to step out on the patio. And when I looked, I realized this was like thick fog. Even though it's just the road that separates where we are from our neighbors, it was almost like the houses across the street were looming through the fog. It was so thick and beautiful. Hmm. This weather is giving us all kind of interesting vibes, and I'm loving every minute of it. Can I tell you? I refuse to complain when weather changes because change makes life so exciting. So, with that said, we are changing things up a little bit, which Sheri says. And for this new season, we're going to talk about what's it like. For now, it's going to be what's it like being a Jamaican living in some of the places I have lived. So, in reflection, I've lived in many places, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but I have. Yeah. So, I can start in order in terms of where I've lived, or I can just pick a spot. You can help me to decide. I can talk about, and I will have to talk about what's it like being a Jamaican living in Spain. Oh my God. That could be 1 year worth of videos because living in Spain for a year as an exchange student, I had family life. I had life as a student. I had life as a tutor where I taught English to a Spanish girl, a little girl. It was so good. I had life in the beginning of summer, in the what you call that time now, in the spring, beach vibes and nighttime life and going to the pubs and going to the discoteca, then walking down to the beach and sitting on the beach until 7 a.m. and watch the sunrise. Oh, life in Spain also was very majestic in the grand city of Madrid. Oh, dear goodness. There's so much to talk about. But we'll talk about life in Spain. Yes, 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 yes. Life in Canada happened, and we can talk about. Yeah, I you notice I paused because there's not so much exciting news. But I had high points. I remember my best life in Canada was living in Kitchener, which is a old German settlement in Canada. And I had good times, particularly when I worked in banking as an online teller with Arvato. So yeah, I can talk about that too. But so much to talk about. However, all the places I have lived and all the experiences I have had, I have discovered that I'm now fortunate to be able to check off continents. Yes. So I have now officially lived in 3 continents. And there are how many continents? 7? So 3 out of 7, not bad, right? I've lived in North America. I've lived in South America. Yes, I lived in Colombia. That was my last international experience in 2025. I lived in Colombia for all of 3 months in Medellin, on the outskirts of Medellin, and we'll talk about that. Mm. Love it, loved it, loved it. And I still have many other cities to go. I need to go to Bogota. I need to go to Cartagena, San Andres. Oh, Dios mío. Oh, it's going to be exciting. And then I have also lived in Europe. Yeah, that was my second continent. So my first continent was North America because I migrated to Canada as a 16-year-old. And then, that was a good year. At 16, I also moved to Spain. My God, and lived there for a year. And it took me another 30 years to add my next continent to my list. But it happened. So then I lived in South America. And there's so much of South America to discover. I really don't want to live in another continent until I've checked off some more South America experience. So stay with us and see what my stories reveal about being Jamaican and living in all of these places. But until then, ciao for now.